77 F-bombs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lee Elia for a new generation. Bryan Price went absolutely nuts on a Reds beat writer before the game in Milwaukee last night, and just a sampling of a little bit of the transcript, and like Morse code, beep, bleep, 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 bleep. So that's some of it. If you're not familiar with Lee Elia, he was the Cubs manager in 1983, early in the season. Someone asked him about fan support after the game at Wrigley Field, and it was just basically a bunch of unemployed bums at Wrigley Field. He bit the hand that fed him. That's infamous. That's all over. You can find that easily on YouTube and other places. It's so that's right up there with. I imagine the athletic director at Nebraska would wonder if Bryan Price would be capable of leading a team of professional athletes if he's qualified for that after that. So that was right out of the Bo Pelini, Mike Leach page. So that's one of the non-fantasy highlights of last night. But we've got action on Tuesday. We've got for the first time this year, a full slate of 15 night games, along with 4 NHL playoff games and 6. You can play the 3 NBA games for tonight, or they also have an option of 6 games if you like a little more variety, entailing the playoff games for Tuesday night and Wednesday night. And I actually did alright. I thought I was going to fall off the money bubble in hockey. I got some action. I went heavily on the Winnipeg Jets, and when Anaheim tied the game late in regulation and then won it in overtime, I thought I was going to be off the cash bubble for sure, but it was still a good night. Tyler Myers did a lot on the blue line, 6.1 in. I got the Dubnyk shutout. First shutout of the NHL playoffs. That's considering 6 days, 23 something games, if my math's right. So amazing it took that long. A lot of tight checking affairs, and Winnipeg, it was the loudest place ever, and then I think the quietest place ever after Anaheim scored in overtime. So that's how I did on that. I did well enough with Coors Field that I got was able to cash on one of the baseball entries. Speaking of bleeps and F-bombs, I effing hate closers. Trevor Bauer absolutely cruising for 7 innings. 8th inning guys held down the fort. But then along came Cody Allen and his John Axford impersonation. I think he got the first guy out, but then 7 consecutive base runners, ball game. White Sox score 4 in the 9th, win 4-3. Bleep Cody Allen. There's going to be Francona's going to be making a change sooner or later. I don't know if it's going to be Brian Shaw or the other 8th inning guy, but if you're chasing closers on a weekly basis, keep an eye on Cleveland. Joey Votto, he's hot, especially against Milwaukee. Recommend a lot of people against Milwaukee right now. Jerko, I don't recommend on a daily basis, but in Coors Field, he raked last night. Kyle Seager's been hot. He basically kind of a fantasy cycle. Single, double, RBI, run, couple walks, and stolen base. Matt Kemp went huge, 4 RBI, 10.75 points. The one that killed me is Austin Jackson, Ryan Rayburn. Look at the winning 81.25 points. I don't know if it's optimal, but pretty close. Ryan Rayburn went yard and was on 14.3% of the rosters. So there's a name. The good thing about it is it helps identify people that you can get off the waiver wire in the season long leagues on a weekly basis. Nelson Cruz did not homer, but double, 5.25 points. Zach, I went with Hector Gomez as my cheap second baseman. Look at Zach Cozart, bomb, 3 RBIs. Louis Valbena, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. He was actually on under consideration. I had him under consideration. He was 2.8% owned. Robinson Cano's on fire right now. And there's Volquez. He got the win. So it's a recap of last night. So we hit into Tuesday night, and we'll do. We're gonna do all 3. We're gonna do baseball, basketball, hockey. Why not? Here's the pitchers. I'm going with Chris Archer. I think another good option would be. I'm going to see who's going for the Reds against basically a AAA lineup. As we continue to scroll down, you know what, Jason Marquis. I would think of that for 5,500. I know it's Jason Marquis, but. And that's actually the Brewers have I would put that game about 50-50 proposition. Fiers can be a tough customer. That'd be the only reason. But if you want to go ultra cheap there for 5,500, that's an option. I might do that on one. News from last night, injury news, and we got a couple huge ones. Corey Dickerson pulled from Colorado's game, and it is plantar fasciitis, which is a nagging type. That Pujols had that a couple years ago. Yeah, I could speak from personal experience with that. That can last for weeks, months. So that's something to watch there. That could, at the very least, affect his performance. The other biggie is Jonathan Lucroy for a broken toe. He's going to be out for a while. And Cubs have. They're bringing up Addison Reed, so that's another hot rookie to get off the waiver wire. I looked. It's going to be available in a couple, but fire up the FAAB machine if you want them. So I got Maldonado. Cabrera is absolute steal at 49. Cheaper than Adrian Gonzalez and Paul Goldschmidt. Sign me up. I like Votto right now, or a few others out there. I'm going to go another night with Jerko and Middlebrooks. A little bit of the Padres. I'll go a little bit with Coors Field. Chris Owings. Of course, there's Cincinnati's shortstop out there too. After last night, that's obviously an option as well. Zach Cozart, there he is. Steven Souza, he looks like, I don't want to say 30-30 candidate, a little too early to talk that, but But 3 homers, 10 RBIs, a lot of walks, selective, high on base percentage, 4 stolen bases, and a mediocre lefty. He sign me up. Sign me up. Souza's in there. I'm going with Rayburn, and then Soler be my other. Chris Bryan had a 3 RBI night if you need him, so that's another option for third base. Another one, Prince Fielder hits for less and less power each year, but nice batting average right now. He's pushing 400. Righty, he should feast on in Arizona. That would be a possibility. That would get the likes of, if you want to play Coors Field a little more, that would get Will Myers in your lineup. So there's your baseball. And here's the NBA playoff. Paul Pierce talked up a good storm before Game 1 in Toronto. So this will have Boston, Cleveland, Washington, Toronto, and Dallas, Houston tonight. And then for tomorrow, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Portland, Memphis, Spurs, Clippers. I'm avoiding the latter two. For the cheap plays, I got Marcus Smart in there. This may be 3 Washington players too many, or at least one, but Beal came up huge along with Pierce, and Pierce didn't have a huge game, but he had a lot of ownership. Hilario too. Hilario had a huge game, not a lot of ownership. I'm trying to stack a little bit off Dallas, Houston. I got Harden in Cap, and Ariza, and Terrence Jones. So that's the whole lineup. Irving, he had a huge game 1. Smart, Harden, Beal, Pierce, Ariza, Nene, Jones, Lopez. And then Blake Griffin had the largest night. I think it was a couple power forwards. Blake Griffin in Game 1 had 60.4, and LaMarcus Aldridge 56.3. Those are your 2 highest point totals out of all the Game 1s. And then finally, hockey. I really don't have it stacked right now. 4 games, and I don't know which way I want to go with Hawks Predators or Vancouver Calgary. Those could go either way. You have the Islanders trying to take a 3-1 lead in Tampa Bay and Detroit. I have I kind of wound up stacking Nashville a little bit because it came up huge. That's when I had a huge night in hockey with Craig Smith. It was Game 2 actually. And look, he's got 5 points in his last 2 games. At that salary, I'm taking him, and I'm going to get Forsberg. I'm going cheap on the defenseman Seth Jones and Anton Stralman. Seth Jones seems to be a pest. He's around everywhere. High draft pick. I think it was number 3 overall, if I'm not mistaken. But I went with a couple Hawks there, Tulsa and Taze. So seems to be a lot of scoring in that series, so I'm going to go with them. So actually 3 Hawks. So I got Philip Forsberg, Brandon Saad, Hulsa, Craig Smith, Henrik Sedin. That's a salary cap play there. That's good for the money. A lot of points. 73 points on the. He plays every stinking. You could. Sedin. Hopefully they'll win a cup before they retire in Vancouver. I mean, they're always there. Taze, Seth Jones, Trauman, and Ben Bishop between the pipes. So I give him the tap on the pad. So there you are. There's your one-stop shopping for today. Good luck to everyone, and we'll talk to you later.